Hello, welcome to video number 43, simplifying square roots. Hold on, this is going to be a fast one. So here we go. First thing we want to talk about is to remind you of this property of square roots. It's a very important thing that's going to help us simplify them. We saw this in class, that we can break up square roots when there's multiplication inside the square root. So the square root of one number times another, like the square root of AB, is equal to the square root of A times the square root of B. So when it's multiplication, we can break it up. It's actually true of division also. So if we have square root of A divided by B, we can break it up into square root of A divided by square root of B. So it's true for multiplication and division, but not true for subtraction and addition. So here we're going to verify it, that square root of 14 really is square root of 2 times square root of 7. So if we look at the next slide, here's a screenshot of my TI-84, and it's true. Square root of 14 is 3.7416573887. And if you try square root of 2 times square root of 7, gives you the same thing. Okay, so square root of 14 looks like it's equal to square root of 2 times square root of 7. On the next one, 80 is 8 times 10. So sure enough, the square root of 80 is the same as the square root of 8 times the square root of 10. Okay, we can do this all day. 4,200 is equal to 60 times 70, and sure enough, the square root of 4,200 is the square root of 60 times square root of 70. Both of them give you the same decimal. All right, so like I said, you can do that all day. It's going to be true. So here we want to use it, and we want to simplify the following radicals. When we use the word radicals, we're referring to square roots or cube roots or any root like that. They're called radicals. To simplify square roots, we need the perfect squares. So I'm going to list our buddies. These are the numbers that are going to help us. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, a couple more, 81, 100, 121, and 144. That should do it. They keep going, of course, but that'll be plenty for us. So the secret is to find the largest perfect square that goes into a number, if any of them do. So we just got to try sometimes. Which one of these can 40 be divided by? Turns out 40 can be divided by 4. We can break up square root of 40, since 40 is 4 times 10, into square root of 4 times square root of 10. The idea is we break it up into part that we can take the square root of and part that we can't. We're kind of stuck with. And square root of 4 is 2. So this is equal to 2 times the square root of 10. Okay, consider it simplified because 10 is smaller than what we started with, 40. Okay, 48. Now, 4 goes into 48, but you can do better. It turns out that 16 goes into 48. So square root of 48 is the square root of 16 times. 16 goes into 48 3 times. Okay, so that gives me 4 times the square root of 3. Much nicer. Okay, let's do this one. 9 goes into 27. 27 is 9 times 3, so we can write the square root of 27 as the square root of 9 times the square root of 3. You notice I put the perfect square one first. That's because it's going to turn into a whole number, and that's how we usually write these things, as the whole number times the square root. If you did it backwards, it wouldn't be wrong. You just have square root of 3 times 3, which is kind of the same thing. This is a little bit better way of writing it, though. Okay, 75. Let me see. Well, that would be like 3/4. So that's 3 times 25. So it's like 75 cents. So we have square root of 25 times square root of 3. And square root of 25 is 5. And we're stuck with the square root of 3. All right, square root of 8. 4 goes into it. So square root of 8 can be written as square root of 4 times the square root of 2. This is multiplication here, multiplying these two square roots. Okay, the first one's the one we can simplify. Square root of 4 is just 2. We're left with 2 times the square root of 2. Okay, 19. Well, 4 doesn't go into 19, 9 doesn't go into 19, 16 doesn't, and certainly none of the others. We're stuck with this. That's okay. Sometimes we can't simplify a radical. Square root of 19 is as simple as it gets. Okay, it's already that time. I told you this was going to be a fast one, but it's a very important skill. We're going to be using it a lot. And we'll almost always pick numbers less than 100. If they're bigger than 100, there's something special about them that won't make it that hard. Okay, so there's 6 here for you to try. Go ahead, it might help you to go back and write down the perfect squares. And each one of these can be simplified. Okay, good luck. See you in class.